Welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. I'm Jack Tucker. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of dry washing. Dry washers work when you're out here in the desert and the ground is fairly dry. Well, I got some material that I had brought in from the desert. It's not really dry because we've had a lot of rain out here, so I'm not sure if this is going to run or not. Now, if you grab this material here, you can see the top layer is pretty dry, but underneath here, if you grab it, and it clumps together, it's pretty well wet. So it's kind of clumping together. It's semi-wet. So it may not run. We'll find that out. I've never used this dry washer before. I took it in on trade and I figured I was going to try it. It needs a new cloth, or I put a new cloth in it, I should say. It needed a new cloth. But this dry washer has a vibrator up here on top. So the material up on top is going to work its way or vibrate off, which is kind of cool. I kind of like the vibrator, but that takes a 12-volt battery. And then I've got a blower that actually is going to blow some hot air up into the box, so that's going to help dry it. And it does have this little chute, so all my rocks will go off that way, which is kind of cool. But hey, I want to try this dry washer. I've never tried it. Don't know if it... Dry washers basically only have three components to them. You have your hopper, and it'll either have a 1/2-inch classifier, or sometimes people may have a 1/4 or 3/8, but generally they come with a 1/2-inch classifier. So everything larger than a 1/2 inch is going to slough off and into your waste pile, and everything smaller than a 1/2 inch falls through a chute right here. It does have a gate where you can control the flow, and you want just the right amount of flow coming down over your sluice box. Now on the riffles on a dry washer, of course, they're backwards because they actually capture the gold, the heavies, as they're coming down. They get lodged in front of the riffles, where on a sluice box, it actually eddies behind it. So the riffles on a dry washer is backwards. Third part of a dry washer is the air. Some dry washers are a bellows type system where they have a bellows that goes up and down, and that pushes the air up and down into the box, sucks air in and pushes it up. The other one is a fan. This dry washer has a fan in it. And as the air comes up, it spins that fan, and that pushes the air up into the box. So it kind of puts the dirt in suspension as it's coming up. And then it's got a counterweight on it that throws it out of balance, and that's what causes the shaking action. And then that helps settles that gold, the heavy gold, if there's any in there, under these riffles. So we're going to fire this up, and we're going to see if we can get us some gold. Hey, like I say, I haven't used this dry washer before, so I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to find that out together. Let's see here. First off, I need to start the motor. Hopefully that's going to start. Huh. Maybe not. Oh well, maybe not. I give up. Well, I had a new can of starting fluid, but I can't find it no place. So I don't know what happened to it. I'll find it tomorrow when I'm looking for something else. I did find some gas. This might be dangerous. Don't try this at home. Oops, I didn't want to put that much in it. Okay, that tells me it's got some other problem with it. That tells me there's something else going on. That tells me something else is happening. It didn't stay running. Pretty sure the valve is open to go. Let's see. way that's got to be. I give up. Let me go. Okay. This motor is a Briggs. Briggs motors seem to be, I think, a little bit better. They seem to be a little bit better. Of course, I could eat my words over that one there. But Briggs do seem to be a little bit better. That one there is a Honda. Hondas I've always seemed to have problems with getting them to start. Okay. All right. Whew. Okay, wish me luck. Let's see. Oh, this has a primer bulb on it. It says push 3 times. That means you push it 23 times. Okay, turn that up there. Let's see. All right. Okay. Whew. I was going to say, I may not be dry washing today, but it looks like I'm going to. As long as that motor keeps going. Let's see how this dirt's going to run now. I'm trying to take the topper layer because this seems to be the driest. Get my hopper nice and full. I think I gotta lower my pitch down just a bit. Starting to bog up in the back there. People always wonder about the pitch. Rule of thumb is 1 inch per 3 foot sluice. So if you got 3 foot sluice, it's 1 inch per foot drop. That's kind of the rule of thumb, and then you just kind of go according to that. It is a little damp, but it does seem to be running. Now you can see all this dirt all over these rocks? If there's any gold in there, you're going to lose it. That's why gold actually separates better in water than it does with air. Water would wash all of these off. But living in the desert, look at this here. It's almost, see how that just stays together? That's almost too wet to run. run a little bit. Hopefully I find a little bit of gold. This dirt came from the desert a few months ago. Brought in a bunch of dirt. And then we got a lot of rain, so it wetted everything. Perfect timing because the motor just died. Oh man. This did have a hook on there. When I put the new screen on, I forgot to put the hook back on. So hopefully I can get this tray to come out. Oh yeah, okay. Now normally, if the thing was still running, the motor, I would, wish there was a way to hook this up here. Maybe that's why all this stuff is up here. Get this to stay up. But if the motor was still running, you could just push this down and lift the tray and all this stuff will just vibrate down. But since my motor's not running anymore, I gotta do all this by hand. I don't like to keep taking my screen in and out. It seems like it just ruins them the more you take them in and out. So I just like to leave it there. That's one way to get that stuff to come down. There's a little nugget trap right here, which is kind of cool. This That's where any of that fine gold would be at. It's on this fine dirt stuff. Okay. I'm gonna have to fix that so I can lift that screen up a little bit up over this hump, because I can't get to it right now because I didn't put that hook back in. I'll have that in there for next time. Just get what I can out of here though. That's all where all the fine gold is at though anyways. Okay. All right. Let's go pan this out. Oh man, this is a young man's game. I'm getting too old for this. With these particular style blowers, this here, it takes the heat from the manifold. Man, that's hot. It takes the heat and it'll suck it down into the blower and then blows it up into your box. So it just kind of puts that hot air up in your box to kind of help dry out things. I think it helps a little bit. It definitely can't hurt anyways. Circulate out of, but like I say, this is like more for sampling, because all you gotta do is table feed this with a teaspoon or something, you know. You can't run massive dirt like you can through a dry washer. Let me just get this out of the way a little bit so I got room to pan. I'm not gonna use the safety pans. Probably should have used a classifier, because with classifier you can get rid of a lot of those larger rocks. Because what happens is you got to have a lot of water flow to get rid of the larger pieces of rocks, and by doing it, the smaller stuff can float out too. These particular style blowers should classify. This here should have classified. It takes the heat from the manifold. I'm just doing a little playing around. Takes the heat and it'll suck it down into the blower and then blows it up into your box. So it just kind of puts that hot air up in your box to kind of help dry out things. I think it helps a little bit. Hopefully I got some type of color anyway, just a few specks. I'd be happy just to see a few specks. Just a few specks. I'll take it down. I don't see nothing big. I don't see nothing big. There's a few specks in it though. Nothing big. Nothing major or huge. There's a little bit of fine stuff in here. Few little fine pieces. And it's about what we find out there. Mostly that type of stuff there. Whew. Well, that was dry washing. You know, things don't always go as planned. So you always got to make sure you have a plan B. There's been times I've took off out there in the desert and found out I forgot my motor, or I forgot a shovel, or so you just never know what can happen when you're out there in the world. But anyways, I got a little bit of color, not as much as I would have liked. I would have liked a little bit more, but hey, I guess it could have been worse. Could have got nothing. So a little bit is better than nada. Anyway, that's dry washing, and so I want to thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. I hope I see you all out in the gold fields sometime. So you guys all take care. Have a fantastic day. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe.